Hey guys, welcome back to another Lone Wolf Aquatics video, and today I'm going to be talking about mistakes and different things that can go wrong in a fish room, I guess. So stay tuned because I've got a lot to share. So today is a Sunday. I went to go and scape another tank to get ready for you guys for Friday. So I threw some of the fish. I was starting to throw some of the fish into a bucket that I had gotten out the night before, filled up with water. That way the water temperature would kind of even out with the rest of the room, because I heat the room and cool the room instead of each individual tank, because it's a lot just cheaper. So I threw some of the fish into a bucket that I had left out the night before, and before I could get back to it, I had to take off for about 15-20 minutes. And by the time I came back, I realized I had made a very bad mistake. So in this bucket, the bucket that I had thrown them in, I came back to the bucket with all the fish dead. There's about 8 neon tetras, and I have no idea if the snails I put in there are good or not. I think so. I immediately dumped Aqua Essential in there, blah, 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 to get rid of the chlorine, because I had forgotten to do that the night before. So yeah, I think the snails are all good, but the fish are definitely dead. Did not come back in time to save them. They were already gone by the time I got back. By the time I was able to, by the time I found them, they were gone. And so I really just wanted to explain something to you guys, that mistakes happen. Though it sucks. And I'm not too happy with myself right now, as you can imagine. I now have to figure out some way to go around that, because, I was going to build the tank around these fish. It just sucks. And no matter what you do, if you have aquariums, some fish will die. It's just going to happen. It's a part of life. Now, obviously, we don't want them all to be human caused. That was an error, a massive error on my part, and yeah, big mistake, rather frustrating mistake. Shouldn't have happened. So yeah, that's what this video is going to be about. Is just different mistakes that I have made in the fish room. Maybe I can help you guys not make them, and also just really just down to the root of the problem. We're going to make mistakes. People just make mistakes. Just don't kill yourself over them. Keep moving forward. Realize that mistakes happen, that you will make mistakes. Maybe not the exact same ones I did, but yeah, make sure you put your dechlorinator in the water before you mix it in. And I've never had a problem with this before. I've never made a mistake like this. Never had a problem with fish dying when I add them to a bucket or whatever. But anyway, so I'm just gonna go over a couple mistakes that I have made and didn't think about. All right, so one of the mistakes that I have made, outside of the most recent one that just happened, was buying Coolie loaches, which are these really cool little kind of worms, kind of fish. I'll show you guys a video or whatever of them, a little clip of them, because they're super fun. I still keep them around. But when I very first got Coolie loaches, I forgot to put a sponge filter around the inlet of a hang on the back filter. And Coolie loaches, anything they can get their head in, they want to be there. They like tight spaces. It's just the way they are. And I woke up one morning to my hang on the back filter not working, and one of my Coolie loaches magically disappeared. So yeah, it took me about an hour to clean it out and get the filter running again because he had swam up there, and well, there's there's spinning blades up there, so I didn't even think about it. I didn't think he could get up there, so I had left it. Turns out I made a mistake. You know, it. I didn't think about it. So on to the next one. Now, this next kind of thing that and this one was really just me being dumb. I'll just full out straight say that. I didn't put a lid on the tank where fish were jumping. Yeah. On the fire and ice scape that I did recently, one of the fish, the blue one, the blue and white one, he kept jumping across into the other tank. He did it once, maybe twice in a day or whatever, and so I just scooped him out and threw him back into the other side where he was supposed to be. Didn't even think about it. He didn't have a lid on it, and the next day, without thinking about it, I had left it off. Came home to him lying on the floor. So he was all dried up, and so I've just, forgot to forgot to put the lid on the tank, that, yeah, with betas, put a lid on it, or drop the water level. Some of these, like a 5 gallons and stuff, I drop the water level a little bit, that way they can't jump out. Betas jump, a lot of fish jump, so make sure you have a lid. If it doesn't cover all of it, at least most of it. Or if you're catching them jumping, definitely put a lid on the tank. Like, I could have saved him by doing that, and yeah, I lost him. He was a really cool blue marbled giant beta that I found. Pretty rare. He was starting to look really, really pretty. His colors were starting to come in really nicely, and so I did end up, I had to run down to the store or whatever and find another white giant beta, which for some reason they had one. So I picked him up and threw him in there, and lid went on. Still ended up jumping into the other side of the tank. I don't know how. Eventually he stopped. I tried a couple things and eventually he stopped. I don't know which one worked really, but yeah. So put a lid on tanks, or drop the water level just a little bit. That's one of the things I can give you. The next mistake, and I think this mistake a lot of fish keepers do, especially when they're first starting, is not researching their fish properly. Way back when I very first started, and I'll just, claim that I didn't know because I was first starting for this one, I put tiger barbs in with platies. Now, anybody who knows what tiger barbs are, and I've had them in the past along with platies, by the way, platies are some of my favorite fish actually, would know that tiger barbs are aggressive and they're fin nippers, and so I had to basically find out the hard way that tiger barbs do that, and that you should not do that. You should not put tiger barbs in with platies or anything with long flowing fins. I ended up losing the platies, and the tiger barbs ended up sticking around. So research your fish, and that's a big one I can give to a lot of people, is research your fish before you get them, especially if you're going to be starting a community tank. Research and make sure that these fish can actually go well together, that they're not just going to attack and eat each other. So that's what ended up happening with tiger barbs. With platies, don't try it. It's not worth it. Don't try it. Another problem / kind of incident, I guess, that I have done, and this has happened more than a couple times, is not securing. This is more of an aquascaping problem, so it's not like a fish are gonna die kind of problem. is securing the wood down to the tank somehow, into the sand or whatever. I've done this a couple times where I have put new wood into a tank, figured it was going to be fine because there was enough rocks and stuff around it. Or like with Ken's tank, what actually happened is I thought the wood, because it was a heavy kind of driftwood, I figured it would just sink. Turns out I was wrong. It actually began to float. So halfway through the video, you'll kind of see the wood twist just slightly. So yeah, when you're aquascaping, if it's brand new wood, soak it before you put it into an aquarium. If you can't soak it or don't have time to soak it, glue it to a rock or glue it to the glass, like I've done with a couple other tanks. Just keep it from moving, basically, because it's wood. It's gonna float. I figured the driftwood wouldn't, so it was a first time thing. I made sure to secure it in the next video when I had that copper koi beginner scape. And with that concludes the end of the video. And if you've made it this far, I appreciate you guys who are still watching and have watched my videos and all the support you guys have given me. It's been awesome. And I just, if you're not subscribed, please smash that subscribe button and the like button and leave a comment down below. I love reading them, Maybe share some of your fish room mistakes. It happens. You're not going to get any shame, trust me. And I'll see you guys in the next video.